my husband, Dan Lunetta.
Excuse me. By the way, it's such a thrill to have Chip Johnson, our resident baseball expert, remind us that in fact spring is coming and it's the beginning of pitchers and catchers. Dan, as you know, is the director of minor league operations. So as a result of that, I have a letter to read. Dear Dan, on behalf of the Detroit Tigers organization, wanted to offer our congratulations to you on being selected to the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame. It is a tremendous honor for which you should be extremely proud. Dan, or should I say Mage, you can explain that to everyone. You've always been so proud of your upbringing in Western New York. You've also had a special glow to you when telling stories of growing up in Jamestown and all the close friendships and associations you have maintained and made while there. Also, congratulations on such a distinguished career in professional baseball. You have always handled yourself well in a professional capacity. However, more importantly, you have always represented yourself and the family in the classiest manner possible. Thank you for all you have done with the Detroit Tigers organization, and even more importantly, for the tremendous friendship. As you are aware, all of us are busy with beginning of spring training, but we are with you in spirit on this memorable evening. Sincerely, David Dombrowski, President, General Manager, and Chief Executive Officer of the Detroit Tigers. With a P.S. See you tomorrow.
Dan, on behalf of the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors, we're very pleased to induct you. Well deserved. Go Tigers.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting that. My son has a school obligation, which is why he's not able to be here tonight. But I'm delighted to have the honor and the privilege to be here tonight, to be inducted. This is an absolute thrill. And when I say having won a World Series, for me, was the ultimate thrill in my career. I've just come to the realization that being inducted here tonight is right up there with winning a World Series. The only difference was I couldn't come up here hollering and screaming and clapping my hands and jumping up and down when I was announced. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for accepting my nomination. I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees and the young athletes who have been honored here tonight. Keep up the good work. Sharon, it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. We met in 1997 at the World Series, and it can easily be said that your father is undoubtedly the most revered and most admired man who's ever put on a uniform in our great game of baseball. And I only wish I could remember. Jackie once said, "Life is not important except in the impact that it has on others." I don't know how I've impacted other lives, but I know that my life has been impacted many ways by many people. I'm only going to have a couple of minutes to acknowledge a few of those to whom I owe a debt of gratitude for my life and for my career. First, I have to thank God and my faith in Christ for what I have. Without that, without Him and my faith, I don't know where I would be today. When I was a student at JCC, Bruce Turner was the wrestling coach and the assistant athletic director at the time. And he saw something in me. He noticed something in me. And one day he came to me and he said, "I think you need to follow the path of sport management. I think you have a passion for it. I think you'll do well with it." And he led me, he guided me, he directed me. And to this day, I just owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to Bruce Turner. I don't know where he is and have lost touch with him, but I sure would like to know where he is so I could extend him a personal thanks. Russ Dietrich, a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of a lot of us in here, gave me my first job in baseball as the groundskeeper at what was then College Stadium, and that was the springboard for what has become a 33-year career in baseball. Jim Fanning from the Montreal Expos, offered me my first opportunity to work in a baseball organization, and he's an incredible human being, and a man that I've always looked up to. I've always wanted to be like Jim. In fact, I still do would like to be like Jim. He's an amazing human being. The man I work for now, Dave Dombrowski, we've been together for a quarter of a century, and that's kind of unheard of in our business. And we've had a pretty good run with 3 World Series, and being together 25 years might also explain why he has a full head of gray hair and I'm bald. And on the personal side of my life, well, I wouldn't be here literally if it wasn't for my mom. My mom, Aggie, she's 94 years young, and she's an amazing human being. And Mom, I owe you a lot for what I've become. I love you, and thank you. My closest friends are here today. My brother and my sister. My brother can't be here. My sister Marlene is here. And those friends of mine that are here, they mean the world to me, and they know how much they do mean to me. And I love all of you so very much, and I'm just so thankful that you're all here tonight. Greg Peterson, Scott Kinberg, Rich Ruggiero, people who have been instrumental in my life and in my career. I owe a debt of thanks to you too. And of course, I'm incredibly blessed with my family. My wife Joanna, my 2 sons. My wife, as she has said, she's been with me for 20 of my 33 years in baseball, and she has seen a lot, put up with a lot, and been through the roller coaster ride. And so tonight I'm sharing this honor with her. Honey, I love you, and thank you very much. And in closing, I just want to say, I want to attribute a quote to Mitch Albom upon his induction ceremony into the National Sports Writers Hall of Fame last year. And he said, "Whatever I have done, I did not do it alone. Any talent I have is from God. Any skill that I have is from my teachers. Any love that I have is from my family and my friends. And what makes this night so incredibly special for me is that this is home. It always has been, and it always will be. Thank you, and God bless you."